घर बनाते टाइम अगर आपको कोई ये एडवाइस दे कि सीमेंट वही लेना जो जल्दी सूख जाए, तो आप उसे जरूर याद दिलाना कि रेस कछुआ जीता था, खरगोश नहीं। अरे जिंदगी भर की मजबूती चाहिए तो सीमेंट को सूखने के लिए थोड़ा टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा ना, नहीं?
JSW सीमेंट, बनाओ प्यार से।
Midcap Radar brought to you by Century Laminates, My Design, My Style, Rupee Platinum Card, LIC Housing Finance, and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund.
Hi, very good afternoon. You're watching Midcap Radar on CNBC TV18. I'm Ekta Batra. With me is Mangalam Malu, and we've given up all of our gains, but it's more like consolidation that we're seeing for the frontline indices. However, what's more disappointing is the Midcap index, which has just petered off in terms of its gains, so just about holding its head above the water at this point in time, with a gain of around 20 odd points for the Nifty Midcap index, but the advance decline ratio still managing to hold on the advancing side. However, that has contracted as the day has gone on. Bank Nifty seems to be the biggest pain point today. Bank Nifty down around 1% relative to what Asia did. We're still managing to do better, however.
That's right, in fact, Ekta, but the current weakness could also be attributed to the fact that the European markets have opened lower. Remember, the European markets were down about 1% in yesterday's trading session as well. Now we're seeing cuts of anywhere between 0.8% on the FTSE to about 1% on the CAC as well as the DAX. So here's a roundup of all the top stories that we're tracking at this point in time. The markets off the high point of the day, the Sensex as well as the Nifty slip into the red, the Midcap index, though managing to outperform the frontline indices. Nifty Bank trades deep in the red as we speak, though.
Commodity stocks lead the rally. Sugar stocks like Balrampur Chini, Dwarkesh Sugar, Dalmia Bharat hit 52-week highs, while metal and oil and gas stocks like Hindalco, Tata Steel and ONGC top the Nifty gainers list.
But Midcap Pharma stocks in focus. Ajanta Pharma gains as the company gets a US FDA nod for Elmotryptin Melat tablets used to treat acute migraine pain. At the same time, Stride Sasul also gaining as the company acquires 3 over-the-counter drugs from Swedish company Moberg Pharma.
All right, and Syndicate Bank is under pressure after the CBI carries out searches at 10 branches of the bank over alleged fraud of 1,000 crores.
All right, let's get talking tech. Ashwini Gujral of ashwinigujral.com joins us. Also some fundamental ideas by Ravi Kataria of Medici Pharma. Coming to you, Ashwini, first, we've given up most of the gains from the morning. At the same time, currently trading with a cut of about 0.25%. What's the strategy on the Nifty?
Well, the market is kind of consolidating. You won't call this a decline. The Dow futures are down. Global markets are a little soft. So I think this is par for the course, and this sort of consolidation will strengthen the market before we take out 7550, 7600. So the sense is that this dip should be used to buy. Now I don't expect a huge amount of correction, but definitely for the week, if we are able to say hit levels of 7350, 7400, those should be levels where people should buy. So we should expect choppy action for the week, and basically action only in the mid-cap stocks.
Okay, well, we have some positive comments which is coming in from the Steel Minister. Remember that this was our exclusive as well, that there could be some amount of tweaking or amendment to the MMDR bill, and that would allow transfer of mining leases. This would be positive net for in terms of the mergers and acquisitions within the cement space. Remember the likes of Ultratech, JP, etc. So this would overall allow consolidation to take place more freely. These are comments which are coming in from the Steel Minister. In fact, a lot of these cement stocks have been buzzing today. For example, Prism Cement also higher in terms of the smaller cement stocks, possibly on hopes that maybe consolidation would become easier going forward if in case there are these changes to the MMDR bill which in fact allow transfer of mining leases to take place. These are comments right now coming in from the Steel Minister. We'll keep updating you on more details with regards to this. Ashwini, just talking about specific stocks then, you have a call on Wockhardt and the likes?
See, Wockhardt is a buy with a stop of 935, target of 980. It had a small down day on Friday. Today has taken out those highs. Balrampur Chini, it was a call in the morning, but the kind of momentum these stocks are showing and the kind of ownership under ownership they have, chances are Balrampur Chini and sugar in general is likely to do well. So this is a buy with a stop of 97, target of 110. And Pipa Defense, that is a buy with a stop of 69. Look for targets of 83.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Ashwini, giving us those technical ideas. But let's get in some fundamental picks as well. Ravi Kataria of Medici Firma now joins in. Welcome, Ravi, and thanks for joining in. You have a fund which manages about $5 billion. Interesting picks that you have. You have Rushil Decor with a target price of 360. Any particular reason why, considering their capacity is less than 1/3 of their next competitor, Greenply?
Yeah. See, the reason is primary trigger would be an MDFs, medium density fiber boards, their main product line. Now they are operating at around 80% capacity. It's an import substitute straight away. So if we see the local producer just manufacturing less than 50% of the total capacity. We have anti-dumping on China, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and there is a proposed on Vietnam as well, which is restricting the supply from the international players. So when you combine this along with the cleaning of balance sheet which they did by selling their particle boards business and reducing the debt levels, we see decent margins and the improving of margins over the period of say next few quarters. When you combine this plus the target that they are making, the laminate in the rural segment, in the rural markets, the overall growth comes to at around 15 to 20% in the top line for the FY16 and a bottom line at least around 20 to 25%. So on a forward multiple basis, we came to that kind of price target over the next couple of years.
Okay, fair enough. That's on the decor space, but you also have a couple of real estate stocks that you like, Ravi. Take us through the one that you're possibly the most fundamentally bullish on right now.
Sure. So we are positive on overall spending in the infrastructure and real estate space by the public sector, primarily from the government side, as we saw the huge allocation in the budget. We see that over the next 5 to 7 years, slowly and steadily, private sectors would crowd out this space. And we will see, we are positive on sectors like roads, utilities, energy. We received a lot of requests from our limited partners internationally for coming up with a dedicated fund which would invest in infrastructure and real estate space in India. When we see the margins, the companies which have kept their debt lower over the period of time and reduced this in spite of the difficult markets, we are positive on those kind of stocks. So KNR Construction is one such pick. The company has around 3,500 crores of order book, strong operating margins, and visibility of 3 to 4 years in terms of revenues. When we see the kind of the board projects they are maintaining those margin levels, plus the debt level is low. They are having a debt to equity of less than 1. So this translates into a good, healthy operating book and a cash flow generation over the next couple of years. RPP Infra is also a strong pick. The company is recently, today only bagged an order of around 58 crores from Neyveli Lignite, and combine that with the order from EPI in the last one, they have a solid order book of around 750 crores. So we see a price target of around 165 to 172 over the next couple of years. Their debt has increased marginally over the last few years, but they kept it below 1. Yeah.
Right. Thanks a lot, Ravi, for joining us and giving us all those picks. But the markets are warranting our attention. In fact, the Nifty is currently trading at the low point of the day. Sharp cuts seen in names like BHEL as well as Z Entertainment, both of them trading at the low point of the day. The BHEL counter should come up for you. In fact, has cut about, or seen a cut of about 4% from the top. So has Z Entertainment. Bank of Baroda too currently trading weak. In fact, at the low point of the day is also Just Dial and a lot of these mid-cap banks.
It's really the bank Nifty which is taking the brunt of it. If you look at it on an intraday intraday basis, we have the Bank Nifty itself, which has lost around 230 points at this point, at the low point of the day. And like you had mentioned earlier, it seems to be global in nature at this point, because if the European markets come up for you, the CAC, DAX and the FTSE, all of them have opened with cuts of anywhere between 0.5% to 1%, and now extended their losses post-opening. The German index, in fact, down around 1.3%, and the CAC, which is the French market, down around 1.3% as well. So overall, it seems as though the global markets, the European opening is really what has possibly disturbed our markets at this point. And we saw it in Asia as well. It was really skittish, especially post the weak data that came out from China in terms of the trade data.
All right, week for the markets, but remember it's also the Women's Day today. So coming up on the other side, a special guest lined up for you. Dipali Goenka, CEO and Joint Managing Director of Welspun India, will join us in our Corporate Corner segment.
Different things in life bring different